It was a day to remember for Aryna Sabalenka and Caroline Garcia in their Fed Cup ties on Sunday. Aryna Sabalenka, photo by Chrysaline Kayo, copyright at Sport Vision. Aryna Sabalenka has guided Belarus into the semifinals of the Fed Cup for only the second time in history, following a dominant performance on the second day of her country's tie against Germany. Belarus had a 2-0 lead over Germany heading into the final day of the clash. World number 9 Sabalenka clinched the unassailable lead for Belarus after thrashing Laura Siegemund 6-1, 6-1, after 79 minutes of play. Sabalenka blasted 19 winners past her German opponent and converted 5 out of 9 breakpoint opportunities, giving her a perfect record in singles match over the weekend. On Saturday, Sabalenka dropped only 3 games in her opening match against Andrea Petkovic. "I'm so happy and our team are so happy, and it's an unbelievable result to win 3-0 and to win 2 matches, it's incredible," Sabalenka told FedCup.com after the match. "I know she's a great player, she plays consistent tennis. She has a tricky game and it's really tough to play against her, but I was watching her matches to see what she was doing on the court." 30-year-old Siegemund, who was playing in only her third Fed Cup tie, admitted that she failed to capitalize on her chances she had in the match. Germany has now been relegated to the World Group playoffs. They will find out their opponents on Tuesday when the draw is made. "I didn't take my chances," said Siegemund. "I had a few, but at the moment she plays so aggressive and solid that it's really hard. When you get chances you get them once and then you feel sometimes pressure that you have to do it now and you start to rush it a little bit, maybe. I think she's just a very good player." The 4-0 victory for Belarus was secured in the women's doubles. Two-time Australian Open champion Victoria Azarenka teamed up with Lidzia Morozova to defeat Mona Bruthel and Annalena Gronefeld 6-1, 0-6, 11-9. "I feel really happy. Obviously our tie was over before I stepped onto the court, which, in one way the stress is relieved, but I was really looking forward to playing my singles today," Azarenka said afterwards. Belarus will play either America or Australia in the next round of the competition. It is the second time they have reached the semi-final stage after 2017, when they finished runners-up. Garcia guides France to glory. Embed from Getty Images. In the Belgian city of Liege, Caroline Garcia clinched the crucial victory for France in their tie against Belgium. After coming through a tense 3-set clash against Alison van Uytvanck on Saturday, the world number 19 cruised past Elise Mertens. Garcia broke Mertens 3 times to win 6-2, 6-3, rewarding France with their third win in the rubber. "I've really enjoyed this weekend. I felt good on court, I had good preparation with my match yesterday, it gave me confidence, and in the warm-up I was feeling good," said Garcia. "I'd only had good stress today, so it was more enjoyable. And I played really well on the big points, made good choices of shots." There was some joy for Belgian fans in the women's doubles, which completed the tie. Kirsten Flipkens and Isaline Bonaventure defeated their French rivals 6-3, 3-6, 10-6, putting the final score of the tie to 3-1 in France's favor. "The girls have been fantastic. I did not expect a score like that. I am really very happy and very proud of the way they played," French team captain Julien Benneteau said during an interview with RMC TV. France are 2-time winners of the Fed Cup. They last won the competition back in 2003. "Enjoy that," at Cara Garcia. Winking face. Rafael Nadal at the 2019 Australian Open. Photo Roberto Dell'Olivo. World number 2 Rafael Nadal has said that he would be unsurprised if his record at the French Open is matched or even broken in the future. The 32-year-old is known as the King of Clay for his dominance on the surface throughout his career. At Roland Garros, he has won the Grand Slam title 11 times. He is the only player, man or woman, to win the same Grand Slam 11 times in the Open era. In the history of the sport, Margaret Court is the only other player to achieve the milestone at the Australian Open. However, the majority of Court's titles occurred before the start of the Open era in 1968. Despite the impressive achievement, Nadal insists that his record can be broken one day. During an interview at a Banco Sabadell event in Vigo he said, "If I can do it, why not somebody else? I consider myself a totally normal person. If I have done it, why will not someone else do it?" Spanish website Punto de Break quoted Nadal as saying, "Another person will come in the future and will do it too. It is difficult because many factors have to be taken into account. I've been injured 5 times in my career, but in Roland Garros I'd only had one. It's important that in those 2 weeks of the French Open, you're perfect and that you do it for many years," he added. There is a strong change that Nadal will add to his trophy collection at the Paris Major before he retires from the sport. The Spaniard has won a record 57 titles on the clay during his career and currently has a winning percentage of .920, or 115 to 36, on the surface. Embed from Getty Images. The future. Now heading into the later stages of his career, Nadal is hoping for more success in the future. His latest achievement was reaching the final of the Australian Open, where he suffered a straight sets loss to Novak Djokovic. The tournament was his first since September after being sidelined from the tour with numerous injury issues. "Things are not eternal, they do not have to be, the years go by, we are in the final stretch of our careers," he said. "In my case I hope there is still more. I hope to stay competitive for more years and enjoy sports at this level as long as possible. One cannot predict when the end arrives. I do not fear it. I have been very happy playing tennis, but I can also be without playing it. One of the keys to my success is that I have been able to enjoy all those things that a young person also needs to enjoy." In the immediate future, Nadal has his eyes cast on 2 major events outside of the Grand Slams. The first of which is the newly revamped Davis Cup. In November the finals of the competition will be held at the Caja Magica in Madrid. For the first time in the 119-year history of the event, the finals will feature 18 teams and be held over a week. "I would like to be there, but there are still a lot of months to go, 7 or 8 months, almost 9, he commented about playing in the team event. "It's very difficult to predict what is going on in 9 months, but my hope is to be there. Then next year is the Tokyo Olympic Games." Nadal is already a 2-time Olympic champion, winning gold medals in the singles at the 2008 Games in Beijing and the men's doubles at the 2016 Rio Games. "You are talking about more than a year and a half away. I don't know what is going to happen, but, as I already said, my hope is to be there," he said. "I know Tokyo's going to be spectacular, so I will do my best to be there." Nadal is set to return to action later this month at the Mexican Open in Acapulco. The former world number 1 opens up about his plans for 2019. Roger Federer at the 2019 Australian Open. Photograph named Chrysaline Cayo. Copyright at Sport Vision. 20-time Grand Slam champion Roger Federer has shed light on his plans for the upcoming clay court season. Last month the 37-year-old announced that he would be playing at the French Open for the first time since 2015. He withdrew from Roland Garros in 2016 due to injury and then opted to skip the tournament the next 2 years in order to rest his body. The last tournament he played on the clay was at the Italian Open in 2016, where he lost in the 3rd round to Dominic Thiem. "I was missing the clay season. 2 years ago, I had some physical problems. Last year I decided not to go, but this year I don't see why not to play," Federer told reporters at the Australian Open in January. "My game and my level has there. I didn't lose to a bad player, but to someone who will be on top for long." Speaking to Swiss newspaper Blick, Federer has provided some insight into what his return to the clay will look like, revealing that he will likely only play in 1 tournament leading up to the 2nd Grand Slam of the year. During the clay court season, 3 Masters 1000 tournaments take place in Monte Carlo, Madrid and Rome. I probably just play a tournament ahead of Roland Garros, he said. I do not want to play much more, I prefer to train more and prepare well for the grass season. Which tournament? We will have to see. Monte Carlo is probably too early in the season. Besides his planned return to the French Open, Federer's focus remains on the Wimbledon Championships. Here he is bidding to claim the men's title for a 9th time in his career. An achievement that would make him the most successful singles player in Wimbledon history alongside Martina Navratilova, who won the women's tournament 9 times. On Friday, Federer outlined his goals for the season during the launch of the Laver Cup, a team competition that will take place later this year in Geneva, Switzerland. I really would like to make a good season start. Maybe that could launch the clay season and Wimbledon, but I think Wimbledon, yes, the US Open, and after also the Laver Cup and the World Tour Finals at the end of the year, he said during a press conference. The world number 6, who has won 99 ATP titles so far in his career, has made a steady start to 2019. In January he claimed the Hopman Cup alongside Belinda Bencic. Then at the Australian Open, he reached the 4th round before crashing out to Greece's Stefanos Tsitsipas. I continue my career, I'm motivated, I feel good and I'm looking forward to the future, he stated. The goal is always to have a level of play high enough to beat Rafa and Djokovic, and as soon as it is so high so you can play against them and maybe win, that means that the classification will normally follow. Federer is set to return to action at the Dubai Tennis Championships. The tournament will get underway on February 25. Simona Halep has set up an intriguing day in Ostrava after leveling Romania's Fed Cup tie with the Czech Republic. Simona Halep, Crislin Kayo, copyright at Sportvision. Simona Halep has set up a thrilling second day in Ostrava as she leveled the tie for Romania away to the Czech Republic. The Roland Garros champion cruised past Katerina Siniakova 6-4, 6-0 to level the tie for Romania in Ostrava against defending champions Czech Republic. This was after Karolina Pliskova gave the hosts an early advantage as her and Halep are set to meet in a crucial third rubber tomorrow. In other World Group results, France and Belarus are on the verge of the semi-finals after leading Belgium and Germany 2-0 respectively. After edging a tight first set, Halep raced to an emphatic victory as she leveled the tie in the first round of their World Group tie in Ostrava. There was also an impressive win for the informed Pliskova as the duo will meet each other in the battle of the top 5 players. After the match, the Romanian said that she is excited to represent her country once again this week. It's Fed Cup, so the pressure is more, but it's an open match and I think tomorrow, I'll fight for that chance and I'll be motivated, playing for my country. Although tomorrow looks an exciting match on paper, Australian Open semi-finalist Karolina Pliskova is staying calm ahead of the blockbuster third rubber. Of course, I'm excited, but I can't afford to get overexcited, Pliskova explained in her post-match interview. 6-2 is fine, the match starts from 0-0, so there's going to be a chance for both of us, never mind what happened in the past. I just have it in my head that I beat her in the Fed Cup 3 years ago, when we won. After Pliskova and Halep, it will be Katerina Siniakova against Mihaela Buzarnescu, with the doubles rubber potentially deciding who reaches the semi-final. Since being promoted back to the World Group in 2010, the Czechs haven't lost a World Group first round, so it will be a difficult task for Romania. France and Belarus on the verge of semi-finals. France and Belarus are on the verge of the semi-finals though after winning both their respective singles matches after day 1. In Liege, Caroline Garcia and Elise Cornet returned to Fed Cup duty with wins over Alison van Uytvanck and Elise Mertens. While Garcia won in 3 sets, Cornet stunned world number 12 Mertens in straight sets to give Julien Benneteau a good start as captain. Caroline Garcia can seal the tie for France tomorrow with a win over Elise Mertens, while the hosts need to win all 3 matches tomorrow. In Braunschweig, Germany face a big task if they want to place in the last 4 of the Fed Cup as they trail a strong Belarusian side. Wins for Alexandra Sasnovich and a ruthless Aryna Sabalenka means the world number 9 can seal the visitors' place in the last four with a win over Tatiana Maria.